The next thing I want to point out here is the use of what is called Entourage, which are RPC, real people content type objects that you can add into Revit, and they're mainly used for rendering, but you can use them for whatever you want. They show up nicer when they render. So what I'm talking about here is, for instance, if we go to our site plan and we want to show some people or different items in here, we can go to the best way is to probably just demonstrate is to go right to our insert tab and say load family, and then we'll go to the entourage category once it shows us our folder with all of our different categories that we can load up. And we have everything indoors and windows. Well, we have something here called entourage. If we double click on that and open up that folder, we'll see that we have some different items. We have a car, we have a chair, and these are families, but you have different types also included with this. So we have a female, we have a male, um, we have a notebook, which isn't, there's not too much to it. So it really doesn't come with a lot out of the box inside of here. We also have some site objects. So if I go out of here and go back up a level, if we go down to site objects in here, you'll also see that we have, let's see, utilities. We have little catch basins, little gas hole connectors, a manhole, telephone, utility pole, some different stuff that you can put in there. That was under utilities. Under parking, we have some different parking line work and islands and some curbs and stuff like that. Okay, you can bring that in. Logistics, we have, I believe, we have transportation or some vehicles or something inside of there. Concrete truck. These are just small items that come with Revit. You can go to other websites and download lots more. So, and accessories, bike stand. Okay, we could bring in a bike stand, bollard, trash can. So we could bring in a couple items like this as an example. Okay, these are not entourage, but these are site accessories. So we could bring those guys in. And then we'll go right back to our insert tab and we will pick the entourage and we will bring in one of the male or female objects. So once they get loaded, sometimes the tricky part is finding out where they go. So we want to go down here under site. Bike stand went in there. The pad that we created, there's the trash can. So you can go, grab this trash can and, put one on each side of here. It might make it look a little more realistic. Bike stand, take a bike stand, and let's say we put our bike stand space bar to rotate, put it over there. Maybe we'll even put it on this side. Okay, and you can go in and edit type and make different sizes. Potentially, it depends on which parameters are in there. So those will show up a little bit in your 3D view. And then if you want to put some people in, do you want to save? I'm just going to cancel that for now. So there's our bike rack in there. There's our trash cans. Now we're going to go back again to insert and load family. And then we'll go to entourage and we'll grab a male and a female. And each one comes with about 4 or 5 different people types that you can bring in, and different people that render different. So that's the thing about the adding the real people content or entourage, is that when you render the object or the model, it really shows up quite nicely. So now I can go into here and go to entourage, and then we have a female and a male, and we have different people. And if you click on here and you double click and you go into the properties, you can see Cynthia, what the rendered view, Cynthia is sitting down, okay, just as an example. So you don't want to put her out in the middle of nowhere. And then there's different people. So what you do generally is you can go to your site plan. And then if you go, I believe, to site components, Massing and site. If you go to site component, they'll show up in here, or you can drag them over right from your project browser. So you can say, okay, there's Dwayne. I'm going to bring him in. And then as you bring see the point is the way they're facing. So if you want to have someone kind of facing out, you can do that. And then you can say, okay, Dwayne is talking to Florence. And then you can turn Florence around. They're kind of doing this. And then maybe there's a third party in there. Dwayne is over here. And you can't get it to go 45. So you have to pick it, escape, then pick on it after the fact and do a rotate a little bit. So then you can take this and you can nudge them around however you want. You go to your 3D and there's your three people are having a little conversation. So let's move them a little bit closer to the front. Okay, let's just nudge them over here so they'll show up in our rendering a little bit. We still have to put in a little front step there, and we'll have to do another little front step over here or a step inside that garage space. So let's have a look back at our 3D cover. Okay, we've got some people are going to show up. We're going to have to redo this camera angle anyway because it's we're missing our reflection pond and etc. So we'll have to reset that. So a little bit of information on site components and Entourage.